Now this jacket normally resells for about $2,000 in good condition. This is a very Hey guys, look, there's a bird. I don't know if you guys can see it. Anyways, so I'm currently walking through the woods trying to find a dollar and also trying to find a spot where I can place the camera so I can discuss the history behind this jacket. By the way, if you guys do not follow me on Instagram, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. My Instagram's at the Star Life. That'll be somewhere on the screen and in the description below. You already know I'm gonna take some insanely sick photos in this jacket. I have the perfect outfit for this jacket, so definitely make sure you go follow me on Instagram like I said. Anyways, back to the search. I need to find a little log to place my camera on, so I'll see you guys in a moment. Guys, it is so freaking cold outside right now. I'm just taking a little morning walk before class and I decided to discuss the piece that I'm actually wearing right now, the By Any Means North Face. Now for those of you that may not know, this piece actually does have a lot of history. Now this jacket normally resells for about $2,000 in good condition. This is not a cheap jacket and there could be two reasons why. The first reason is hype, of course, and then the second reason is the history behind this jacket. I think it's definitely more to do with hype, but when this jacket first dropped, it really wasn't nearly as hyped as it is now. Now before we get into the history behind this jacket, I do want to say I did get this jacket from StockX. I did a video on StockX and I want to kind of touch on something about StockX, just so you guys know. When me and StockX came to an agreement, when me and StockX decided to work together, the only agreement that we had was that I had to say that I got the product from StockX. All the extra stuff that I did, I do that because I genuinely like StockX. I just want you guys to know that. Like, I've never put on for a company that I don't genuinely support. I've said no to companies who have tried paying me to lie about their brand. I have said no to thousands of dollars from other companies where I could be putting ads before my videos and just different things that I don't really rock with, and I chose not to do that. So just know that when I show off something and I shout something out, I genuinely support that product or whatever it is that I'm putting on for. That being said, I did get this from StockX, so huge shout out to them once again. As for the history behind this piece, a lot of people think that this is just a different rendition of the Illegal Business Controls America hoodie, which I believe came out in 2006. And it is, however, it kind of goes deeper than that. So the Illegal Business Controls America, especially now, is kind of popular since they're dropping a hoodie this season that has that phrase on the back of it. And a lot of people think it actually comes from the 2003 t-shirt where it has Igor, I don't recall his last name, it was some criminal that was arrested wearing a box logo. So a lot of people reference that as the start of the Illegal Business Controls America graphic that came out in 2006. The zip up hoodie, which is the OG, way cooler than the one dropping this season, but the one dropping this season is still super sick. Now some of you guys may have actually heard this song right here. Now this song is actually from a hip hop group called Boogie Down Productions, which was comprised of KRS-One, D-Nice.
You say your name right now.
Denise.
Say it right.
Denise.
Correctly.
Denise.
Right.
Denise.
Right.
D-Nice.
That's better. Thank you.
And DJ Scott. I don't recall the exact year that group formed. I believe it was before I was even born. But being a fan of KRS-One, this is a pretty popular song, and this song is called, of course, Illegal Business. Being that's a hip-hop group from New York or the New York region, and Supreme is known to reference hip-hop a lot from that region, it makes sense that it's from that. Now there's no like official statement or anything from Supreme as like where they get their stuff from. Supreme just makes stuff, they don't really talk about the history of it, but it would make sense that this is the history behind it, especially because afterwards they made this jacket which says By Any Means Necessary, and the Illegal Business song is from the album By All Means Necessary. Now yes, those phrases are not exact, but By Any Means Necessary is a more popular version of that phrase, and it was really popularized by Malcolm X during the Civil Rights Movement, and essentially it just means that there is nothing that they will not do, right? By any means, you will accomplish the task at hand or what you need to accomplish. However, that is by any means necessary. So nothing's off the table, including violence or whatever, as long as it is actually necessary. That's somewhat relevant because at the time, obviously Martin Luther King, another huge civil rights leader, he was one who advocated against violence no matter what. Now they've used this graphic on a lot of pieces. They've used it on hats, they've used it on hoodies, they've used it on so many different items, and it's interesting because it's just kind of cool knowing what it references. And being a fan of KRS-One is definitely like one of my favorite rappers of all times. He's one of the greatest rappers of all times, and if you're into hip-hop or if you're into old school hip-hop, then you know about KRS-One. Some of the younger people watching may not be familiar, and it may not even be your style of hip-hop because it is older, and I know that there are different styles. For me, I appreciate both old school rap and new school rap, but it's kind of cool knowing the history behind this piece, and to me it makes the piece a little bit more valuable. Now one of the reasons I like this jacket so much is because it actually has some personal meaning to me, and if you look right here, I actually have By Any Means tattooed on my arm. And no, it's not because I love Supreme that much. It's actually because my best friend since 2nd grade, his name is Joshua Means. When we were really poor growing up, we had these like grandiose ideas of what we were going to accomplish, and like the things when we would do when we get rich, and you know, get out of like the environment that we were living in. And for me it was always the star life, and for him it was by any means. So by any means we're going to live the star life essentially. And so for me it's just something that holds a lot of meaning, I guess like personal meaning to me, and I just like the phrase because obviously my best friend's name is Joshua Means. But also being a fan of KRS-One, it's just kind of cool to have that. Now, this song is pretty popular. It was funny, I was talking to one of my subscribers in the DMs, and I told him the idea or the concept behind this video, and I told him I wanted to make a video kind of discussing this graphic and going into like some of the history behind the Illegal Business Controls America phrase. And he referenced the photo tee, and I think a lot of people reference that as the start of this graphic. And then I mentioned that it actually goes like even predates that, and I mentioned the song, and he was like, oh yeah, they were playing that song the day of the drop in the Supreme store. So I mean, it's safe to say that that's where the phrase came from, and that's where they started using it. Maybe the individual getting arrested in the box logo was the one that kind of inspired them using that graphic or that idea. I'm not quite sure. However, it's kind of obvious the phrase came from that, and I think it's kind of dope that they even used By Any Means Necessary. Like I said, the album being By All Means Necessary. I don't know what year that album dropped, by the way. I'm gonna put that somewhere on the screen as well. But anyways, I don't know, I just think it's interesting, and I just felt like I'd share a little bit of information for you guys. As you guys know, this is a series that I do on this channel where I kind of go into some of the history behind these pieces. I just talk about some of my favorite Supreme pieces, this being one of them. The first episode was on the H.R. Geiger Coach jacket, which is a really sick jacket. If you want to hear the history behind that piece, definitely check out the links below. And then the second series was the Playboy Supreme jumpsuit, and that one didn't really go into as much history because there's not really a lot of history behind that piece. It just discusses it as my favorite piece, and then it discussed StockX as a platform, and that's why I guess some people were taken back, like, oh, what, like this is a StockX ad. And it's like I said, man, StockX didn't have me do any of that. The only agreement that I came to with StockX was that I have to say, hey, this is from StockX. StockX is pretty open about letting me do what I want to do, and that's really one of the reasons I with StockX. Anyways, hopefully you guys like the information. Also, hopefully you guys like the new environment. I actually have to get back to my vehicle and get to class. Like I said earlier, make sure you follow me on Instagram. My Instagram's gonna be somewhere on the screen and in the description below. I will be taking some extremely fire pictures in this jacket. I actually need to leave the forest before I cause a forest fire and Smokey the Bear comes and arrests me. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. That was extremely corny. I appreciate all you guys' support from the top and bottom of my heart. Make sure you like this video as well. Leave some comments down below whether you cop the Illegal Business Controls America hoodie and whether or not you agree that this is where it's from, or just whatever. I don't know. Just let me know whatever you guys think, whatever you guys are feeling, thinking down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for your support. There is a plane interrupting my shot, and I need to leave.
And redeem light far into matter, and in so doing, redeem himself.